health and humorous.
Alright guys, what's going on? I'm using my camcorder. I'm glad I got this because I can't seem to figure out a way to record on my computer anymore, which really sucks because I put probably $500 into it, not to be able to do just this, but to kind of use it for that purpose. So this'll do. So today's video, or this week's, half this month's video, is going to be on lookism. If you guys don't know about lookism, I will honestly say it's probably for the better. It's one of the more black-pilling things that you can learn about, and I'm not just throwing that around lightly. It's not like kind of like learning about microchimerism, similar to that strain, because these are mostly things that you don't know about yourself that you just can't change. And I want to get that out of the way, that's okay. That you, like, it does suck finding out about, like, women's attraction to just face height and frame with no reference to income, sociability, anything like that, just like straight up attraction just based off of that. And even further, your mid-face, which is something that I wanted to bring up, which you can do, but you can't really change it without plastic surgery, and that's basically where you measure your eye to your eye. I believe it's your brow ridge to your mouth, and the closer that is to a 1-to-1 ratio, the more attractive you are. But again, if you have a longer face, or if you have a wider face, if you have a round head like I do, it's not stuff you can change. So don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you the stuff you can change, the stuff that you probably should be changing anyways, just for general health. But when we talk about fitness and we talk about nutrition, like we've been doing, yeah, the goals are to get stronger, to get more fit, to live longer. But I'm going to be honest with you, the reason I do it is to look better naked. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why people get into fitness, especially bodybuilding and any type of stuff like this, is to really kind of raise your value, your sexual marketplace value. And obviously, if you're one of the few females that subscribe, this is still going to apply to you. It's just more of the beauty aspect that I guess will. So, for starters, stuff that you can change. Your skin. Skin's a very important thing. First thing people see, obviously. I mean, you're covered in it. And a lot of people have the misconceptions about how to take care of them. Especially if you're a guy. Not only just because it seems to be that like really like minute hygiene stuff is more of like a metrosexual type thing, and then also if you're a dude, like you really don't know where to kind of start with this stuff. You'll go to the skincare aisle or whatever, and it's mostly a bunch of female products, and you'll buy benzyl hydroxide face wash or something, or that face wash that has like plastic beads in it or whatever. And that's not what you should be doing. You should just get a moisturizer type of bar, moisture bar. You can find these on Amazon. A lot of the stuff I'm going to have Amazon referral links at the bottom for you guys, just because it's worth it to order, and you don't need to go out and get every single one of them. If you think one of them is going to have a huge effect on you, then I would recommend it. But these are just the things that you should be doing, because I mean, this is the tried and true methods from the autists at Lookism, and I mean they really get into it. So yeah, don't use soap to wash your face. It sounds strange, but you shouldn't be using soap. Just moisturize. It's actually bad to take warm showers, and if you finish working out, if you work a physical manual labor job, anything like that where you get really sweaty on a daily basis, recommended to take a cold shower like as soon as you can after, just to clear out your skin and to make it better. Now, if you do have a ton of blackheads, I used to actually, growing up, I had a ton of blackheads, and I tried Proactive. They put me on Accutane for a month, and I took it for about, and I know some people watching this are, and some people that are patrons that do take Accutane. And that's one of the things I did want to bring up was did more research on it, and it seems to work. As you might know if you're taking it, but there are a ton of side effects. So if it's worth it for you to take it, then you can. If you really need it, I guess it might be a good thing. But I remember taking it; it just made me feel bad. In my stomach hurt, hair stopped like growing and like on my chest and stuff. It just wasn't good. Counteract that, because most people just get blackheads, and the blackheads seem to be the stems of most of the issues. You can get like a deep sea charcoal mask. Those work really well. It's black face, but you peel it away and you put it on thick enough and leave it on probably 15-20 minutes, whatever the directions say, and you will see the dead skin, the follicles, everything that's clogging your pores be pulled away. It's really kind of, if you're into that like trypophobia or whatever, that weird shit, you'll kind of actually like it. So far for skin, covered moisturizing, soap, don't do it, cold shower, face mask, and then what I take on a daily basis, which has helped out a lot, as you know, if you do take gear, your skin does tend to blemish and break out. It's volatile. I will say that much. On my last cycle, I added pantothenic acid to it, vitamin B. I take 2 capsules, 500 milligrams a day. If I notice I'm starting to break out on my arms or back or anything, I might up it. But that seemed to work great. It was a really quick fix, worked great. I'd recommend that. And then the new one that Studs told me about, which I'm starting to try and do, just because I guess carrots have crazy benefits to themselves and as well as just your skin, but just health-wise, is to take a beta-carotene supplement or to just eat approximately like 1 or 2 carrots a day. Now, if you do like those like meme smoothies, when I make a protein shake, it's just almond milk, the prebiotic, and the pea protein now. But if you like to add in a bunch of stuff, you throw in a carrot, your skin's actually going to have a glowing effect from it. And it seems to be that in trials, this does make you come off as more attractive. So that may be something to try. It's worth a shot. I haven't started doing it yet, so I can't say, oh yes, I swear by this. But I will say enough people have tried it that from what I've seen on the forums and even just in beauty forums, that it does seem to be something to work. And I'll have a study linked off on that one too. And then a tip from somebody else that I know that does have bad skin or had bad skin. He recommends alpha hydroxy acid and beta hydroxy acid. They're about $10 a bottle. Now, this might be more for the people that have bad skin already, or blemish, or just it's very. You have to watch what you eat. You're kind of screwed type of people. I wouldn't say it's necessary by any means. Most of the time, you're going to be able to get by on just cold showers and changing your soap and using like the vitamin B type thing. But if you do want to try all these things, then there's no harm to it, and it's going to help your skin a lot. It's not going to necessarily improve your lifts or anything, but it might give you a bit of a confidence boost, which will be a good psychological effect on you. Then we have tanning. Tanning is one thing that I live in Michigan. We have sun half the year-ish, and even during the time that we do have sun, it's spotty. So I did get a tanning membership last year, did start going tanning pretty much every day or every other day for about 15 minutes. And throughout the entire summer, pretty much could eat whatever I want, drink whatever I want. To a point, you're still trying to stay in summer physique. But had no skin issues at all. I know a lot of people it's not the same, but it worked for me. I'm actually looking to purchase a tanning bed now, and not like a brand new one. I found one used for $100, so I'm trying to convince my roommate to let me get it, and we'll see how that goes. But if you do tan, a lot of people will use like the store-bought type of tanning oil or tanning lotion, the SPF 15 or SPF 60, 70. If you work outside, I will say get a high SPF because the sun will fuck your skins fast. But if you're just looking to go out to the beach with your friends, if you have a pool, if you're doing anything like that, you can actually use coconut oil, and it works great. I think it's graded like somewhere in the SPF 10 to 15 range, so it actually does offer some protection, but it does bronze your skin a lot better and keep you moisturized. Gives you a nice look too if you have a decent physique going on. So try that out. Let's see. More things into lookism that you can fix, and then I have a little bit of a list at the end of stuff that you're kind of just SOL on. So one thing people kind of forget about or don't really take that much attention to, and I'm actually one of them. This is one of the new ones that I found out that I'm actually going to order, is your teeth. Teeth whitening seems to be a huge meme that's kind of been dying down. You've seen commercials for hundreds, probably at this point, of different types of teeth whitening systems. Your doctors or dentists even offer it. And if you ever, I've seen people that have got them professionally done. Worked with women that do it, and they're brighter than paper white. And that's not actually a good look. You kind of want your teeth to match the same color as your eyes, actually. So blanks, and I'll leave a link to it too. It's really good, really highly rated toothpaste, pretty inexpensive, and it will work. It will brighten your teeth. It's not something where you need to put some paste in a retainer and sleep with it in your mouth, or keep it in your mouth for 20 minutes and then you can't eat for 2 hours, and nothing like that. It's just a simple fix to your toothpaste. You shouldn't be brushing your teeth twice a day anyways, so just switch to this and we'll have results. On top of your teeth, there's also the jaw question. So I have a beard right now, so you can't really see my jaw. I'm often accused of not having one, but I have a great jaw. You've seen me shaved. And that partially comes from something that I did not believe. I did not believe you could actually work out your jaw, but they make this stuff called phalum gum. This is flavored. I don't know exactly what flavor. It's like sugar mint, but it's 0 calorie, 0 carb. They use sugar alcohol, so it doesn't really digest in your system the way that normal sugar does. It won't kick you out of ketosis or anything. It's not gonna do any of that. And this actually kind of hits in 2 ways. So not only it's tougher than your Trident or GC fruit, anything like that. It actually is a bit of a workout. In the beginning, you might only be able to go 15-30 minutes, but ideally, what I'll do is I'll put 1 piece on each molar a day if I'm in class or I'm at work or anything like that, and just keep them separated so you're working out both sides at the same time. Obviously, you want to keep things symmetrical, and go for like an hour a day or an hour every other day. It's pretty simple, And also, since you're chewing, since you're masticating, your body assumes that it is eating something, so it's going to help you curb any like hunger. So if you're dieting, it's a nice little substitute. It's really simple, and the results from it. I mean, you're not gonna do it for like a week and be like, oh wow, I have a square jaw, or you might not get the square jaw, but it will actually make it more protrusive, I guess would be the word. It does make it look better, and you can look up before and after pictures of it, people that do it. There's also mastic gum. Mastic gum doesn't have a taste, I don't think, or if it does, people say it tastes like pine or pine trees. So you can try that. Again, all this stuff is available on Amazon, and the unflavored Phelan gum is not that good. The new flavors that they have, like mint and whatever this is, sugar mint or something, they're pretty good. And if you drink water with it, especially cold water, kind of brings the firmness back to it. So keep hydrated while you do it. And yeah. Okay, so hair. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I get a bunch of shit for my hair, and I've basically just accepted it at this point. I'm probably male pattern baldness does run in my family, and hormones and gear does speed it up. So there's not much I can do about it. But if you're not on the same track that I am, if you do have those types of problems, there are fixes for you, and these fixes work incredibly well. Obviously, you can always go and get hair transplants, but those types of treatments cost thousands of dollars, typically aren't covered by insurance, and unless you have that kind of money, I mean, it works, but people notice your hair a lot, obviously. But these are things you can do that are much cheaper that do work. So you have Minoxidil plus Nizoral shampoo. Now, those are the two active ingredients, I believe, in Rogaine, but these are in shampoos. They're a little bit higher concentrate. Basically, this is going to help remove older dead follicles and then make the landscape for new ones to come through. This works typically on people that kind of their sides of their temples are showing, starting to show, and if you can get on it soon enough, works really well. The next one is finasteride, and this is usually a doctor prescription. You can order it online through overseas pharmacies, and if you have any questions about that, I can help you out to the best of my ability. And I'll even provide the Lookism thread for saving hair guide to this, because it's super comprehensive. These guys take it very seriously. They have something called the Norwood scale. It basically tells you how far back your hairline is, and if it's over a 2, you're fucked. Mine's a 3, so I'm fucked. But I'm just kidding. But this is those two things are a simple fix, and of course, as with these things go, you always can get more into it. Like I mentioned before, you can get the hair transplant surgery, and I guess it works pretty well. But unless you're affluent or you're super fucked about your hair, I guess, if you're like 22 and you're balding or so, I'd say try these methods first and see if they yield results. I know finasteride is an incredible compound that will regrow hair pretty quickly. I know the shampoo and the Rogaine type stuff, that usually takes about 2 months before you start seeing results. Finasteride, I think you see it in about 2 weeks. So keep that in mind. Covered teeth, skin, hair, pretty big things there. I'm not really going to do fashion or anything, just because I dress kind of how I want. I mean, I wear anime t-shirts, so I don't really want to take fashion advice from me. But at this point, I mean, if you guys seem pretty smart to know what is in style, what is not in style, so I think you can figure it out on your own. Oh, and also what I use for shampoo, This is called argan oil, and it has a bunch of other oils: almond oil, jojoba oil. It's got none of the Zog stuff in it. This was recommended by a friend because the other shampoo I was using for dandruff, I guess, stopped or increased DHT production, or I think it stopped DHT production, which makes you your hair thin faster. This doesn't do that. Stops dandruff really well. And then also for body wash, words right there, and coming up short, use Everyman Jack. And also the same thing for deodorant too. And the deodorant thing is actually kind of important because if you can see, if it's going to focus, well, it's not. Oh, okay. But it's aluminum free, and you really want if you're using a deodorant right now that does have aluminum in it, stop immediately. That's super bad for your body, super bad for your endocrine system and your lymph nodes. Everyman Jack has a bunch of different things. I do recommend the body wash and the deodorant. I've never tried the shaving cream or anything just because I don't really have problems shaving. But you're more than welcome to. Let me know how that goes for you. But basically all their stuff is just organic. It doesn't really have like, there's like a general list of stuff to avoid in shampoos and conditioners and soaps and stuff, and it's basically missing all those out. And I'm not quite that autistic enough to remember them all off the top of my head. So I apologize I let you down this time. So the last thing is physique. So of course you have typical body fat percentage. Getting that down low, 15%, sub 15%. You don't need to go crazy and get down to 8%. You just want visible abs, basically, and I mean that seems to be it. If you can get the Adonis belt, the V at your waist, then you're in the top like 5 percentile of America. So some stuff that has helped me actually is neck training. Now this isn't something I don't think I ever talked about, and I know in the intermediate periodization program it doesn't have any neck exercises, so this is something that I add on to some of my lifts to kind of split them up. If I've done too much chest and back and I need a break from some of them, then I'll mix it up and do neck training. And what I'm talking about is you can order these neck harnesses. I ordered the cheapest one. Don't do that. Order the leather one. Much better. It fits much better. Basically, just goes on. I would take my hat off, but I didn't shower today, so sorry. But put it on just like this. Straps around the back, and then you kind of have this, and you just slide a weight or a kettlebell through, and put it here, and do these. That's a little close, but dip your head down, pull it back up. You're gonna feel it immediately, like on the back of your neck, on your traps, and this works better than shrugs. This works better than flies. Really, anything, just to kind of make right here your traps your upper traps to really flare up and grow. And actually, part of the reason why I keep such a long beard is because it makes my traps look bigger. It's kind of like an optical illusion type thing, but it does work well. So that works out the back of your neck. To work out your front of your neck, you don't need anything but a towel maybe. I usually put a towel and then put it on my forehead, and then grab usually a 45-pound plate and then hang my head off of the bench and then curl up. And you don't want to use your arms. You want to use your neck. You wanna really grow your neck out, and it does work. I think before I had something like a 15.5-inch neck, and now I'm at 17.5, and that's a lot of growth. It does make you look better. It does make you look more thick. If you have one of those long necks, it might Might make you look a little bit beefier than you are, but it's worth a shot. So then you have specific hypertrophy. This is for the guys that are probably more in the intermediate, more in the advanced stages of lifting. You guys have been in the gym for a while, and when I say hypertrophy, if you don't know what that means, it just means muscle growth, muscle development. So you have you can do a day on your arms and work out your biceps, do a bunch of curls. Make sure you work out your triceps too, because that will add size and make your arms look normal, make them look like that nice big kind of good looking arm that you imagine. If you just work out your biceps, it's going to look lopsided, and doing your tris is worth it. Or if you want to have wider lats, if you want to have a better serratus like I do, the one exercise I added, and I'm going to do a video probably within the next month. It's hard because my gym doesn't allow cameras in there. So, well, I mean, like this type of like setup. So I might do a couple exercise videos to show you a little bit of esoteric type of lifts. But basically, overhead pullovers aren't that esoteric. You lay flat on a bench, or just put your shoulders on it. Make the triangle, the pussy symbol with your hands, and get a dumbbell, put it in between, above your head, as far back as you can go, and then lift it up. Now, I mean, obviously, I'm vertical in a chair, and you're going to be doing this horizontal, but this, you, in real time, and I'm not fucking around, real time, you can feel your chest grow, you can feel the sides where your ribs meet your cartilage, you can feel that grow. It's proven to work, and you'll yield good results from it. I do wide grip pull-ups, tons of rows, Pendleys too, and adding that exercise increased my lat growth in like 2 months more than any of those exercises have done in like 2 or 3 years. So just keep that in mind. And then, I mean, specific hypertrophy. If you notice one of your body parts is lacking, if you notice your calves are a little small, or you want better glutes, focus on them more. Add a little bit, like one extra exercise, maybe twice a week, and see how it comes out. And that's really, like I said, more for the intermediate and the advanced guys, but you should be able to know where to focus, and you can, if you're looking for an exercise, like you don't quite know, like you seem to be doing all the ones that you know, and you're still not seeing growth there, just ask me, and I can probably find something for you. So on top of that, going back to the looking good naked thing. Now, there's if you've seen my physique posts, and if you remember them, I shave my chest and my stomach, just because if I don't, then I can't really see. But I have hair from like here down, and it's not like any sort of like happy trail, anything like cute like that. It's like I'm a bear. So I'll shave that off and nair my back. And if you're like that, and you're 15% body fat, and you think you still look fat, try shaving it and look at the difference. It's almost night and day. I might actually do a before and after picture when I get to the proper cut size that I want to be, just to show you how much of a difference it can be. And then this next one, again, is going to be one of those things that sounds a little gay, a little metrosexual, but shaving your legs. Don't shave your legs. You can trim them if you really want to. I would recommend being tan, having very good, strong legs if you do that. It's a ballsy move, but really the only time you should be shaving your legs, or even your chest, unless you want to see what it's like hairless, is if it's curly. If your hair is long enough to curl, that's the general rule of thumb, that you need to shave it back a little bit. So keep that in mind. And then the last one is no peach fuzz on your cheeks. So keep your beard. I can't really talk right now just because it's the middle of winter and I know I'm not going on any dates. I don't really give a fuck, but keep your beard lined up. Keep it looking good. Or if you don't grow a beard, then make sure you do shave. You don't want to look sloppy. And these things, just keeping a better appearance in general, you will be astounded just by how people treat you. It's really something. And the amount of people that don't really take care of themselves. I mean, if you're a patron and you're taking this stuff seriously, you already are better than like 90% of the general population. And I'm not just like saying that to like jerk you off. It's just people don't care. If you really look at them and just look at how they carry themselves. I mean, like I live in the Midwest, so it's very very bad here. I'm sure in some coastal cities and bigger cities it's a little bit better, but people are just sloppy now. Women and men doing one of these things just sets you apart from them so much that you don't even understand. Just even working out, being in shape, caring about what you eat, that sets you apart from so many people. So we talked about hygiene, talked about physique, teeth, hair, skin, face. So that's the important stuff. The stuff that I will say, if you do start going to lookism, be careful. I will say the stuff to not care about. So, of course, the first one is going to be height. Now, I'm not very tall. I'm about 5'9", 5'10", not very tall at all. And again, this is like the hair thing. It's something I've been negged ruthlessly for, but there's nothing you can really do to fix it. You can go to some East Asian countries and pay a doctor to do leg extensions, and you can add like something like 1.5 to 4 inches to your height. Which, wow, that's a pretty big thing. That would make me around like 6'2", 6'1", anywhere in that range. That'd be nice. But you're pretty much guaranteed to, at around like 50 or 60, you're going to be in a wheelchair. So you tell me if that's worth it. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. But if you're 5'3", you really want to consider that, I don't blame you. I can see why. The other option to it, which is natural, and it's about the only one, but it costs about 6 figures, is you can get pure IGF-1, which is some growth formula, but finding it pure is like nearly impossible. That's why it's so expensive. So it's, again, not one of those things to really worry about. Ways that you can kind of come past it are either, which do work, are shoe risers or shoe inserts, which are basically like kind of like platforms that go in your shoes that you can raise from like 1 inch to 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and it will make you taller. But I mean, it's kind of fraudulent, because what if you go out and you pick up a girl and get back to your place and take off your shoes and suddenly you're shorter than her? You better hope she's drunk and doesn't notice. Another one is canthal tilt. Now, canthal tilt is whether your eyes, it's if your eyes are at an angle, or like a I guess, what is this? Concave, I think. This would be inverse. Whatever the opposite inverse is. I can't think right now. I've been in class all day. So if you have negative canthal tilt, that's one of the most unattractive things that women find. You kind of have sad eyes, people say a lot to you. And I don't mean to neg you for this. It sucks. But you can get surgery for it. I wouldn't really recommend it, but again, that's one of those things that you just shouldn't worry about. And then the last one is philtrum height, which is your height from your lip to your nose. It's just that's the downside of lookism is they do offer a lot of good advice in terms of making yourself generally look better, but they will get into the super autistic stuff that you just can't fix, and it's like, oh well, I have this wrong with me, and you'll focus on that, and you'll think everyone's focusing on that, and nobody really probably cares. But try not to get too caught up in it. Try to implement some of these things if you think you need them, and yeah, I think it'll make you a general confidence boost just because it's smaller things that you're changing that are really simple. These are the things that you probably haven't thought about or maybe have thought about but didn't quite know how to fix them. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. I've got a ton of links down at the bottom just from Lookism and general studies that kind of back this stuff up. Again, if you have any questions, just ask me, either DM, Discord, any way you want. And until next time.